Broadmoor is perched above the Berkshire village of Crowthorne, just 40 miles from the centre of London. When people think of Broadmoor, they think of Ronnie Kray, Peter Sutcliffe, Robert Napper and Kenneth Erskine, some of the most dangerous killers the country has ever known.
One of the first things visitors to Broadmoor encounter is the admission security process, including biometrics, X-ray scans and body searches.
For people that are first entering Broadmoor, they don't know what they're coming into. This is our main reception area. The first people that you'll meet will be the reception staff. They will greet you with a smile. They'll explain everything to you. You're given a badge, an identification badge, and then you actually go through a search area, just like going through an airport, really. It's exactly the same. And then you actually have somebody with you all the time that escorts you through if you're making a visit. We get a huge mixture of people that are actually coming through. So we are the main entrance to Broadmoor. This is how you come in.
There are a number of different types of wards in Broadmoor, each providing patients with an environment in which they can be cared for safely.
This is a corridor with what we call side rooms. Some people call bedrooms, we call them side rooms. There's approximately 12 rooms down here. This is a typical side room or bedroom for one of our patients. Each room will be exactly the same. As you can see, the actual furniture is moulded and it's all fixed. Each patient is encouraged to personalise their rooms. Okay, this is the laundry room that all patients are able to use. They are supervised using it, and it's only open at certain times, so they don't have free access. The ward facilities are what they need, not what they want. They are what they need to get from day to day. Between 9 and 5 o'clock, we do expect patients to be up and engaging in some sort of activity, which means coming out of their rooms. That obviously very much depends on their illness and at what point they are in their recovery.
We encourage patients to be busy and get involved in as many off-ward activities as possible as part of their recovery.
The primary goal is producing a more rounded and a more balanced individual. So this is the first of 2 computer rooms that we have. This is what we call our business studies room. Almost everything in our lives these days revolves around computers, so it's essential they have some working knowledge of IT. We don't have any internet connection here. We have to monitor what they're doing, what they're saying, what they're printing off. Down here on the right is an art room, and we regularly display patient work around the walls. The studio environment is extremely popular with patients because we've got a lot of creative talent here. People sort of learn to interact with each other, they learn tolerance. Some patients are very reluctant to communicate and they might just initially talk to you with yes/no answers, and then after you spend time working with them and they're sitting in learning something as part of a group, and yeah, they do kind of put their guard down, if that's the right phrase sometimes, and they start talking about things which is, important for them, get things off their chest.
10, one going to the Phoenix OT with escort radio Alpha 4, over.
The easiest reaction in the world is to see somebody that has committed something atrocious, label them as evil, want to lock the door and throw away the key.
I've probably actually never said the words of what I've actually done, I've never admitted it. It's still just a blur in my head.
I got born into a satanic family, very, very violent. In some cases it would have been better to have killed me than to allow me to have this abominable life that I've had.
The public perceive this place as, oh, that's where the Yorkshire Ripper is locked up, that's Rachel McKell's killer's locked up. Broadmoor is an institution of lots of people, but not all rapists, paedophiles or murderers. There is people in here for self-harming in prison. There's people in here for burglary who then got ill in prison, and there's people in here for very, very evil things. And they brush us with all the same brush, which they shouldn't do.
I've been a bit of a conundrum for the psychologist. And I've had about 9 different diagnoses from 30 different doctors. I've had seminars about me done, I've had people wanting to write books about me just because of the unusuality of my offence and my age and what happened. I mean, my family are my saving grace, to be honest. You know, they're hugely supportive. And what's even more amazing is that my offence was actually orientated against my family, sort of thing. So the fact, and what a lot of people see is that when a family member has committed an offence against a family member, they often disown them, sort of thing. You know, it's too much for the family, but they've told me that they swore they'd stay by me when I was christened, and they have, sort of thing. You know, they've always agreed I've had Asperger's. One of the problems I have is I'm not very good at understanding emotions, or if I'm feeling something, I don't always understand what it is that I'm feeling. But if I can draw it, I can get out these angry feelings or these frustrations of being locked up, or guilt or remorse, and all these negative feelings I can channel through this imaginative artwork sort of thing.
SB9.
I've probably actually never said the words of what I've actually done. I've never admitted it.
Absolutely.
Because I still get flashbacks. It's mainly guilt. I still struggle to bring it to mind. It's still just a blur in my head, and I've done such a terrible thing. That's one of the things that I've got to come to terms with eventually, is that I've done this, it's happened, and it will be with me forever.